At Metroparks, we aim to celebrate diversity by sharing short stories about people from different backgrounds and experiences through a new series called Outside Culture Talks. In these short video interviews, we talk to people from different backgrounds and customs who've had different outdoor experiences. We hope that staff and our Metroparks community will learn from others and enhance our cultural sensitivity. We hope that you enjoy these short Outside Culture Talks.
I'm Shannon Hughes. I am Director of Education with Metroparks, and today I have Erin Baker here with me. We're super excited to have you here today with us.
Absolutely.
So can you tell me a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your background, what drew you to the park system, how you started using it?
Sure. So my name is Erin Baker, like you said already, and I am actually the Director of Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion for the National Medal Award-winning Toledo Lucas County Public Library.
It is a beautiful system.
Thank you. I mean, and the Metroparks are beautiful as well. So it's funny. So I grew up in a family of athletes. I'm the youngest of three, only girl, and I think for the longest time I probably thought I was a little boy too. So really, like, a big part of like what got me outside growing up, aside from just playing and running behind my siblings, was literally running. Running is what has brought me outside and into the parks. It's about 10, 15 years ago, I made the crazy decision that I wanted to train and run a marathon. I started to train to do half marathons up in Cleveland and Detroit, and then ultimately made the decision I was going to do the full here in Toledo at the Glass City. It takes a long time to train for a marathon, and I was not trying to stress myself out. So like, I started in the dead of winter, even though the race wasn't until that spring. And I was running in my neighborhood, completely bundled up, because I really don't like running outside that much, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And unfortunately, I was completely like covered because it was like super cold that day. And I knew, like, if I didn't have all my extremities covered, I had it potentially to get frostbitten. And the police followed me. And I felt so uncomfortable in my own neighborhood, right? And so I stopped running outside for the next probably 2 months. And I was just running inside on the treadmill on an indoor track. And I was like, okay, if I'm going to run this race, I got to get outside. And the first place that popped up in my mind was the Metroparks. And I felt that it was a place that was welcoming to people. It was a beautiful place. I knew I was going to be safe because I was going to be surrounded by other folks, right? You know, it helped me kind of separate kind of that kind of traumatic experience I had in my neighborhood. And my goodness, that was 10 years before, unfortunately, incidents like Ahmaud Arbery, where he was running in his neighborhood and was suspected of not being a person that lived in the neighborhood, but a criminal, you know? And so the notion that people can come and feel welcomed and create a sense of belonging and just be one with nature at the Metroparks is an awesome thing. And it's something that I think we all need. I think we all really needed it in the midst of the pandemic. I know that I have so many friends that utilize the spaces to gather with other people, to create a true sense of community. And I want that more for people, and recognize it is a place for us. So many other places in terms of park systems, it's not free. And to have this beautiful national Metroparks and be completely free, completely accessible to everyone, you know, everyone should get connected and be involved and be a part of it.
A lot of what I think people should realize when you're in a park district like Metroparks is that there is a sense of mental well-being as well. And you addressed that when you talked about the sense of community and the sense of safety, but can you elaborate a little bit on some of the mental benefits that you get from the well-being of just being in nature?
Yeah, so the thing about it is that, look, yeah, I know I run and everything, but I'm not necessarily an outdoorsy girl at all. And so I think when people also think of Metroparks, they think like, oh, you need to be a person that's like a tree hugger or this, but you all have so much to offer. And I mean, it's a place to play. It's a place to be creative. It's a place to walk and connect. I know my mother utilizes the Metroparks with her girlfriends all the time as well too. And it's just a place to get out and still get connected. I'm super proud of the time that I worked with the Young Women of Excellence with Toledo Public Schools, and we were hosted at the Manor House, and like the staff and the volunteers literally set up for the girls a tea party with their own china. And again, like It is something really special about being out in nature, but still like it's not a place of solitude. Maybe it's more of a place of connecting with others, but still like you can hear your thoughts because it's so much going on in the world that you can't always hear your thoughts. But here, literally, we are hearing the birds. Where else can you go and be with other people and still hear the birds, you know?
Absolutely. So is there any final message that you would like to talk to somebody about or say for somebody who maybe is not comfortable or is thinking about taking that step and hasn't really been to a Metro Park yet or really has immersed themselves in some of the things that Metroparks has to offer? Is there any advice you can give to them about maybe taking that step?
Yeah, I would just love for people to recognize that the Metroparks is for everyone. It is a place and a space that's of nature, and nature is all of ours. It's not just for certain people, it's not for certain types, it's for all of us to get back to our natural roots. And it's something that we all really need to enjoy and recognize how it replenishes and refreshes us. So if you haven't done it, I would just recommend people get out, get connected, get in the Metroparks as soon as you can.
Thank you. Yeah. And really, that is just so beautiful. And I thank you so much for sharing this with us. And I hope that you folks join us for another Culture Talk in the future. Thank you.
Thank you.